It's S176 to 183. 184 to 192. I got a few more for you, sorry about that. We marked one S184, and the remaining will be marked S185 to S192. So that's going to be taken with those as well. Sir, do those appear to be the emails that you were talking about?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And they were from an account that was registered to whom? For the individuals who those accounts were registered to.
Sonny Barger.
Well, there's
Some of them are from, like, supposed to be Sonny Barger, and then like some of them are William Barger.
for example, this is an email to and from, what would be email addresses?
We determine what document is referring to.
Sure.
This one,
S179. Thank you.
this one is from Doug Stangeland, Thursday, January 7th, 2010.
And who is it to?
It is to Barger, tcw@yahoo.com, red and white.
They indicated that some of the emails use the name Ralph Sonny Barger or Ralph Barger, correct?
Yes, sir.
Show an example of one of those. See the address, we're looking at S176. What is the address associated with that email?
Ralph Barger, red and white 81@yahoo.com.
Ralph Barger, red and white 81@yahoo.com. I want to ask you a couple questions about that address. First of all, does 81, those numbers, have any significance to you, any meaning? Do you know if that is affiliated with the Los Angeles Water Second Farm? If you don't, that's okay.
No, sir, I don't.
How about red and white? Do you know if those are the colors of the
Yeah.
Hells Angels?
Yeah, there was, red and white Hells Angels, that's supposed to be part of their colors.
Now, although that address uses the name Ralph Barger, which is Sonny Barger's actual birth name, correct?
Yes, sir.
Was that actually registered to Billy Barger, to the best of your knowledge?
Through investigation, it was determined that this was a, an email address that he had it registered under his name.
I won't get into the content of what all these emails say because I anticipate they'll be entered into evidence at a later date. But I do want to ask you one question about them. I just want you to look at the dates associated with the vast majority of those emails. I believe there's about 17 emails up there with you, and 14 out of the 17 have a particular date. What is the date?
January 8th, 2010.
And the last thing I wanted to ask you, Deputy, is do you have any actual Hells Angels in Vernon County, Missouri?
No, sir.
You've been with the Sheriff's Department since 2003?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever had any actual Hells Angels out in Vernon County, Missouri?
Not to my knowledge, no, sir.
If you believe that there was, in fact, a real, legitimate chapter of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club in your county, would that be something that you would care about and investigate?
Never.
Very good, thank you.
Prosecutor just asked you a question, Deputy, and your answer was never.
Yes, sir.
Does that mean that you never investigated anything regarding the Hells Angels in the years of your career, other than this?
Yes, sir. I mean, there never, during any time of my career as a law enforcement officer inside of Vernon County, did I ever investigate anything regarding any Hells Angels and or any type of motorcycle club.
Whose picture is that by your right arm?
Just a bunch of guys dressed as stupid bikers.
Not the Hells Angels.
No, sir.
There's a name on there, Monk Barger, on that document, I think, in front of you. But let's identify it. What's the number?
Monk Barger, yes, sir, ambassador.
You know who that is?
Yeah, that's supposed to be Billy Barger.
I see. I asked you before if you interviewed Billy Barger, am I correct?
I did, yes, sir.
Okay. I don't want to know what he told you, but during the course of the interview, correct me if I'm wrong, but you noted that he had one hand underneath the table most of the time while you were interviewing him, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
That's your report that says that, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you asked him if you could see that hand, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And ultimately you looked at that hand and saw a tattoo on his ring finger, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And what was the tattoo on the ring finger?
I don't recall.
Do you recall it being 81?
81, yes, sir.
Do you recall that you, in your report, indicated what 81 meant with regard to the Hells Angels?
Yes, sir.
What did you put in your report, officer?
Vaguely, that 81 was significance to something in particular as far as the Hells Angels. I don't exactly recall everything in regards to that.
I'm going to try to refresh your recollection. Do you recall in your report saying that the number 8 stood for the letter H in the alphabet, the 8th letter of the alphabet, and the letter A stood for the number 1 letter in the alphabet? Do you recall putting that in your report?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And the HA stood for what?
Hells Angels.
Thank you. I have nothing further.
The fact that he had this tattoo. Does that tattoo make him a member of the Hells Angels? in your
No,
mind?
sir.
Do you know since he was arrested in connection with this and been trying to get that tattoo off?
I heard that.
But
You know why you want to get that tattoo off?
Because he's claiming to be a Hells Angel. If he's not a Hells Angel, then he's subject to very strict discipline by any Hells Angel member of motorcycle club.
Nothing further.
nothing further.
All right. Very good, you may step down and watch your step off the platform, enjoy your trip back to Missouri.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right. That will be all our work for today and this week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your participation.